on free speech. Look at this next article right here. Associated Press. Remember, all over the U.S., you're not allowed to wear American flags because the illegals see it as offensive? AP, court, school can ban U.S. flag shirts for safety. See, if your free speech doesn't make it safe, if somebody makes threats, we give in to them, and your free speech is banned. Officials, not public servants, at a Northern California high school acted appropriately when they ordered students wearing American flag T-shirts to turn the garments inside out during Mexican Heritage Celebration, Cinco de Mayo. A federal appeals court ruled yesterday. The 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, same folks that said you can't have that video, said that the officials' concerns of racial violence outweighed students' freedom of expression rights. So see, the La Reconquistas, Mecha La Raza, Hispanic Ku Klux Klan groups, they don't like the American flag, so you can't wear it. Administrators feared the American flag shirts would inflame the passions of Latino students celebrating the Mexican holiday. Live Oak School in San Jose suburb of Morgan Hill had a history of problems between white and Latino students on that day. Well, I'll tell you one thing. You go out on Cinco de Mayo, it's Mexican flags everywhere. Mexico, Mexico, La Raza, Plan of San Diego. And Plan of San Diego is to kill all whites under the over the age of 16. And we've gone up and interviewed folks and said, what does your shirt mean? It means we're going to take over and we're going to kill you. And the media is like, oh, how sweet, how good, kill the gringo. And, you know, I'm just sick of it, that our government and our media fosters this and pushes this as much as they can. Because it's all part of the balkanization of this country and is thoroughly disgusting. Okay, let's go to your phone calls. Let's talk to Average Joe in Illinois, his take on Ukraine. Go ahead.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Worldwide broadcast.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I just want to talk about these neo-Nazis that I've been hearing about, because I've been following the Ukraine situation ever since the riots started happening. They started getting really serious. And I was watching it on RT live on the internet on YouTube, and they had a live place where you could actually talk, and I saw a lot of anti-Semitic comments, a lot of people saying, you know, Jews get out of Ukraine and stuff. So I just want to get your take on what these guys are wanting to do now. Well,
I mean, here's the deal. The globalists will use any group they can to break a country down. So they'll try to turn all the Hispanics into, quote, La Raza, for those in the race, everything, those outside the race, nothing. They will go in and look at the demographics in Ukraine and say the majority of people are anti-Slav, anti-Russian, and were pro-Nazi during large parts of World War II. We will fund the right-wing groups to take over. And they'll double-cross them in the end as well, just like they'll fund Al-Qaeda to go in and take over Syria. So it's total balkanization, total destruction is the plan. But you're right. It is... I see that all over the place. I see it on comments on InfoWars about, you know, quit defending the Jews, Slavs, and, you know, all this, Alex. You know, get behind the Ukrainians. And it's just like, I'm not taking either side. I'm just pointing out our State Department is behind this. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree with you on that. I totally agree that the U.S.-backed protesters are in line with the EU, and I totally believe that if the EU gets control of the entire Ukraine, then they're just going to bleed them dry. And
well, that's their plan. That's what the EU does. I appreciate your call. Jeremy in Kansas, go ahead.
Yes, Alex.
Hey.
I'd like to discuss two things. Maybe let's deal with the historical thing, and then we'll talk about Tucker Carlson. I think we should see this, whatever's going on in Ukraine and plus Syria, as an extension of the Gladio networks from the post-World War II era that did false flag bombings all across Europe, and also a combination of that with the Irgun and the Haganah and the Stern Gang of the early terrorists that helped
Israel,
conquer Palestine.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not screening your call. Or you want me to screen your call right now? That's really weird. And then his phone hung up. Or maybe that's the dramatic thing, like we hung up on him. I never get that. It's like they call in and they say, I want to discuss this, and they start talking, and then they hang up. Are you back?
No, Alex, can you hear me?
You got call waiting or something? You want to pick up that other phone?
No, can you?
He's playing some kind of game. Yeah, no, they use terrorist groups to set up all these new states. I mean, that's true. Let's go to Bill, but we only got about 50 seconds. Bill, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, Alex, Bill Moyers last week had Mike Lofgren on his show. And, there's a lot that I don't like about Bill Moyers, but occasionally he has some good stuff.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah, and Mike Lofgren wrote a book called The Party's Over. You can look up about it. But his entire presentation on the show sounded like a script from Alex Jones. I mean, word for word. The only thing he says, it's not a conspiracy, but like you, he says it's all out in the open. So
yeah, Bill Moyers exposed shadow government, COG, government narcotics trafficking back in the 80s. But then they jerked his chain in the 90s and stuff. Didn't do much good stuff that I saw. Stay there. I want to hear more about this, Bill. Don't hang up. We're going to come back to you, then Michael, and then Ray and others.
Uncover a simple privacy loophole that can stop the NSA spying thugs in their tracks at privacylockdown.com. The NSA has already shut down hundreds of sites, and to truth be told, they could shut down this operation at any time. See, the privacy loophole I'm about to show you allows you to make all your sensitive information disappear in the next 30 days or less. Go to privacylockdown.com now to take your life off the grid and see the loophole in the NSA and FBI spying machine before they close the loophole forever. Go to privacylockdown.com.
Did you know that organic sulfur can cleanse and defend your body against the poisons we're exposed to each day? Organic sulfur crystals from sulfurdefense.com help by forcing oxygen and nutrition into your cells while eliminating heavy metals, contaminants, and damaging radiation. Defend yourself and family from toxic assault with one of the most critical and essential minerals available today. Order online at sulfurdefense.com. That's sulfurdefense.com or call 800-593-6273.
Attention gun owners. It's reasonable to assume that at some point you may need to defend your family from an armed attack. But is it reasonable to mount a defense without a strong offense? Infidel Body Armor goes on in seconds. Is civilian legal in all 50 states. Is 100% made in the USA. Is veteran owned and ships next business day for free. Go to infidelbodyarmor.com. INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
Clean water at home, clean water at the office, clean water on the go. The Berkey Guy has a Berkey water filtration model for anywhere you are and one that fits any budget. Thousands of satisfied customers can't be wrong. For free shipping within the U.S., go to goberkey.com or call 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653. Helping thousands prepare since 2005, goberkey.com.
Huge Mountain House sale at Emergency Essentials. Right now, get 25% off every can. Go to BePrepared.com for the guaranteed lowest price you'll find anywhere. Mountain House freeze-dried meals are famous for their proven 25-year shelf life, delicious flavors, and easy preparation. Last day is today to save 25% on over 30 Mountain House varieties. For the best selection, call Emergency Essentials at 800-999-1863 or visit BePrepared.com. The choice is clear. Be unprepared or BePrepared.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
We're talking to Bill in Wisconsin. Bill, I'm going to write this down. My pen wasn't working. Now I've got it working. You're saying you watch Bill Moyers, and there's a book out basically describing how everything works called The Party's Over. And it basically, you said, sounded just like my show on PBS in an hour-long presentation with Bill Moyers?
You're right. Lofgren. So he had him on. He did a breakdown of what he calls the anatomy of the deep state. In other words, we look at Washington, we think it's broken, but the military-industrial complex is smoothly going along. Democrats and Republicans are voting for the NSA, for all of this NDAA, all of this stuff that is taking away our liberties. And he also points out how Obama is in the pocket of Wall Street and the big banks. It was excellent.
Well, we're going to get him on. The party's over, and I guess he just basically says both parties are controlled. Well, this realization is happening. That's why we could have Tucker Carlson in here and him basically say, I agree with almost everything you say now. Over there on the TV end, this hasn't aired yet, he goes, I've got to say, you're pretty much right about everything now, and I can't believe it. I must be going crazy. And so what's happening is it's safe now to admit how much trouble we're in, and I think that's a very, very positive thing. Anything else, Bill?
Yeah, one other thing, that, and I'm going to throw this out, Alex. You've made a comment here several times over the last couple of weeks that the Earth revolves around the sun. And I'm going to ask you where you go in the universe, at what fixed point to prove that. In other words, I'm a traditionalist. I believe in Scripture, and I believe that God's creation, namely the earth, is the center, not the sun.
Well, you can say that, you know, that spiritually the earth is the center of our reality. I appreciate your call, but, you know, they're able to land lunar landers, Mars rovers, send probes to Venus, probes to Mercury, and it's all to certain feet with radio telescopes, with measurements. We know that the planets orbit the sun. And my point in bringing that up is that 1 in 4 Americans don't know that the Earth orbits the sun. And if and I understand there's a lot of stuff out in the Kuiper Belt that has an elliptical orbit and the rest of it, but I understand people not believing the system so much that they throw out established science. Look at how they say it's established science that man-made global warming is real when it's been a proven fraud. But I don't go to the extreme then of thinking, you know, the Earth is flat. Because, you know, the establishment's been caught lying so much. Now, we've got Michael in Oregon and Ray and Scott and Mark and Ivan. You guys have a lot of great questions. And you know what? I got a guy coming on who'll be able to answer your questions. He'll talk 30 minutes about Ukraine, and he never got to finish when he was on 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago about the World War III plan. I think he is one of the smartest, most informed guys out there. So we'll talk about that the first 30 minutes. We're going to go right to him next segment. But then I'll open the phones up, free for all, so you can talk to Joel Skousen. I'm told we got good audio on his Skype today, so that'll be fantastic because I love having him in studio. Now, please don't forget we're listener-supported. We have the new Molon Labe women and men's shirts with the Greek helmet, with the crossed M4 223s, and the victory wreath. The best Molon Labe shirt out there, our best seller. We now have the gold foil for women in a women's design, all made in America. InfoWarsStore.com. And I want to thank you all for shopping with us because that's how you fund us. We are listener-supported. We'll be right back.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
The globalist social engineers are not just targeting us with propaganda. They are manipulating our genetics. We are being targeted at every level by estrogen mimickers that lower our testosterone and other hormones and natural compounds that the body needs. After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic super male vitality formula sourced from powerful organic herbs and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose. For a limited time, we are offering 15% off Super Male Vitality at InfoWarsLife.com to introduce you to this powerful supplement. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality. InfoWarsLife.com.